Hey guys, welcome back to the Reed Homestead. This is Patrick. Today we're going to learn how to make a do-it-yourself rocket stove. So welcome to the woods. Not all our woods, obviously. Our property line goes basically back here to the, there's a bunch of branches down here, but it basically goes up here and then down to this wood pile over here. So you can see this wood pile. That's where one of the stakes is. Another one's back here, way back behind the kids' tea party area. I'm going to build something special there for them. And then it goes way back there, follows the ravine. So there's a bunch of branches and stuff that it follows. And there's spikes back there. But, so the forest really, it's not part of ours. When we first moved in, our realtor told us it's a conservatory. It belongs to the developer. So all this land that you see, I'm sure in 10 years it'll be changed. So, is that lopsided? Okay. It'll be changed. I mean, when we first moved in here, up here, this whole hill was blank. It was just a field. And within a year, they had built a whole new development. So basically the hill, everything on the hill, and all this back here is the developers. And I'm sure at some point they'll probably build another neighborhood. But for the time being, the neighbors access it and stuff like that. You'll get four-wheelers and cycles back there, people hiking. I actually use it too. I hit some golf balls. Usually up into the trees, they bang around the branches and fall gently to the ground. It's a lot of fun. I hit them from the patio. Okay, can you hit pause and we'll go check it out? So basically I have a little AstroTurf mat over here that I hit balls off a deck. Here's my St. Andrews 4-gum bag. Had shipped from Scotland. My Godzilla head cover. Someone used to be afraid of when they were young. Godzilla! So yeah, I hit balls back there. Once in a while. I haven't played in a couple years. I've got some videos about golf. I haven't played in a couple years, but my brothers and I are getting together for a Masters weekend coming up next week. So I've been practicing a little bit. Usually it's just chip shots into the fire pit to practice on the short game. Kind of focus a little bit, focus the game a little, and hone the skills. I haven't played since last year, but the skills are still there. I still hit the ball. I haven't played much over the last few years, really since COVID, so, but we'll get back into it. This is how I practice. Can you see?
Yep.
I don't want to take that tree out. My shag bag, right by my axe. Now, all these little swing inhibitors remind me to keep my swing perfectly still and not get flat. Because if I get flat, I'll be taking out a bush. There we go. Anyhow, that's usually how I practice the game. Like I said, We have a round coming up in Florida. And I can't embarrass the family, so that's good. You know, we're getting into different things. We're going to start camping here shortly. So we're doing some camping prep over the last couple years. Few years, I guess. We started watching a lot of camping videos, starting with Matthew Poza. Matthew Poza and Monty, his dog, and Rookster. Good to see them back. And then we started watching Joe Robinet. These are guys basically up north that do a lot of camping videos out in the winter. So they do hot tent camping, bushcraft stuff. About 3 years ago, I started watching David Pearson, who's really Big Monkey One on YouTube. And he's got a lot of good videos. When I was shopping for a hatchet, I saw one of his videos on the marble hatchet. And he basically went over how to customize it, you know, how to build your own sheath, stuff like that. So there it is, the marble hatchet. Went over how to sharpen and all this stuff, so I followed him. Been watching him for a while. He has a lot of bushcraft stuff too, and we've been watching him probably for a couple years. Poza, Robinet. My son's gotten more and more into it over this past winter. We started watching Camping with Steve Wallace. Really good stuff, man. And about 2 months ago, he mentioned that he wanted to join the Cub Scouts. You know, basically, sees all this camping stuff. This is what he falls asleep to, and he wants to participate. So, about 2.5 years ago, I went to a military surplus store and got this tent. It's basically your typical like the triangle, 2 poles, you know, 2 poles, and the rest are guidelines. When I initially set this up, I said there's no way 2 people are going to fit in this thing. So we still hadn't gone camping yet, and Pat said he wanted to start doing a little more camping, so I ended up buying this over here. This is the Aspen Grove Slumberjack. It sleeps 8. It's basically got a middle dome. It's about 74 inches tall, and then it's got 2 bedrooms on either side. It says it's a 4-season camp, but I've got to winterize it and weatherize it. I'll do that in a separate video coming up. Basically using silicone instead of tent seal and all this stuff. There's other ways to do that. But not to get too sidetracked, but this, you know, basically about camping prep and getting things ready. So the rocket stove. This is how I built this. You know, this is pretty simple to put together. This is something that's really lightweight. You can throw in your pack. You don't have to spend $100 on a stove. Really, it's easy to put together. Only thing you're going to need: a can opener, a drill, some drill bits, scissors, and a bottle opener. Okay, and what I did, Sarah, you can come over here so you can get a better angle. So what I did is, this is just a tomato can, okay? And you buy this, you know, stores a lot of plastic stuff out there, but this tomato can. So as you can see, I just took the bottle opener. These are where the flames are going to come up through. Okay, all around. It's kind of like a stovetop. And then I drilled a few holes in the top. Okay. Did the same thing in the bottom, so you can get airflow. This is on the bottom of it, the bottom. That's so you can get rid of ash. It doesn't collect. I put some lava rocks on the bottom to protect the metal. And this is just tin foil, so it lasts a little longer. You got to remember, it's just tin. So this is a fruit cup. I had the pop-up tab, basically fruit cocktail. Pop-up tab comes off. I saved mine and put a little tin foil around it. Acts as a lid, protective lid. But so you want to keep, when you take the bottom off, you know, leave about a half an inch or an inch of metal. And this acts as a catch for the twigs that you're going to put in this thing. Okay, so all you do, you know, you put this on your can and trace it. Don't, make sure when you trace this that your pen or your Sharpie, your marker, is straight. Don't go in, go straight. Okay, so to start it off, you just use a can opener, poke a little hole, and then use, you know, kitchen shears, you know, scissors, basically some beefy scissors, and you just cut that. You can see where I traced the can. Start with a bottle opener, poke a hole, and just start cutting, and it comes off easy. All right, and then I'll also just file it down a little bit. You might want to wear gloves if you're going to do this. You don't want to get cut or nicked. So basically this catches the wood down here. I try to put it in at an angle so the wood is fed by gravity. There we go. Let's get that in. Oh, we've also been watching Boondocker on YouTube. So I've got some lava rocks on the bottom. So you put that in an angle so the wood just falls right down. You don't have to worry about the wood falling out. You know, it's basically gravity fed. Okay. Got some lava rocks on the bottom, little tin foil. You can lock that in right under one of the ridges. That tin foil will stay in place. Okay, and that's going to protect the can. So here's what you do. It's our little pan. Put this stuff away. These are my tools. And it's very simple to do. Easy, cheap. I think the tomato can cost like $3.50. Fruit cocktail, you know, $1.50. So instead of spending $75 on a rocket stove, you can build your own. Very easy to do, very cheap. Okay, so this is Fire and Flavor. You can go to fireandflavor.com. It's basically solid fuel. I've got some other stoves that I'm going to do reviews on. One's a Fire Dragon. It's a solid fuel stove. It's basically approved by NATO. You know, it's just really small. It's got a little wind protector. You put something like this in there, set a cup on it, a metal cup, and it'll boil water. So these are supposed to stay lit for about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. We'll see about that. But, so what we're gonna do, just throw something. I mean, you could use charcoal, you know, whatever you like, really. Just throw something in there that's gonna catch. Okay. And we're gonna light this up. Nice and easy. Keeping it simple. There we go. And you just put some twigs in there. Want to get that a little more up. Yeah, it's already getting hot. Okay. So this is some pine. It's actually called flatwood. And some people use this as fire starter. I just happen to have some from a Christmas tree years past. And I do have a bunch of fat wood that I got at Lowe's. They sell it $5 for a mess load of it. I would never buy one of those tins that you find on eBay or Amazon. You can get much more without spending $10 for a fancy tin. Anyhow, here's the fire. You can see how it's coming up, raising to the top. So what I'm going to do is, Sarah, you can hit pause. What I'm going to do is just, here you go. Here's your rocket stove. And we're just going to set that there. Hit pause. Yeah, hit pause. Here's the rocket stove. These are basically lava rocks. You can get a bag of these at Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart. They're like $5. Use them for grilling. They absorb the heat. So what we'll do, just to give the pan a little breathing space, give the fire some room, we'll put that on top. They won't crack. It's lava, literally pumice. And just set that there. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. There you go. So, just push some of that in there. There's your fire. There's your grill. Here's how you season, by the way, your wrought iron products, pans, smokers. You know, just a little oil. You can use Crisco. You can use lard, vegetable, meat, oil, whatever. Just give it a light coating and then heat it up. You basically want to remove any rust that's on it. You can use basically a wire, you know, anything that you use on your barbecue grill that has, you know, the metal wire brushes. You can use that to remove any rust. Then put your seasoning on it, and that'll keep your pans kept for a long time. I still have wrought iron pans that my parents used at their house. Still in perfect shape. So just remember, if they rust, instead of throwing them away, just season it up, remove the rust. You can use sandpaper, a wire brush, anything you want. Remove the rust, rinse it off, clean it, then apply some grease to it. They sell seasoning mix at the store. You can buy that, or you could just use Crisco. You could use oil. It doesn't really matter. It all does the same thing. So this is the rocket stove. You can basically cook on it, boil water. You can see air is able to get in down here. It's starting to shoot out a little bit down there. So you want to be careful. If you're going to do this out in the woods, make sure you clear the leaves and give it a good spot. Maybe put it on some, you know, on top of some rocks or bricks or whatever you have available to you. But yeah, it'll darken up. Don't worry about that. This pan is nice and hot. So let's just grab it so we can take one last look. We'll just use a stick and take one last look at the fire. there she is. Still doing good. That solid heating brick is still on fire. It's still there. So there's your rocket stove. Cost maybe $5 altogether. Few simple instruments, you can get it done. We're going to do some videos coming up in the future about camping, how to set up tents, how to weatherize them, how to waterproof them. I was on search and mobility. I was in a mobility team, a mob unit in the military. So I know a little about camping and stuff, some outdoor stuff. By no means an expert, but I'll rely on some of that. And you get a lot of information off of YouTube. Thank you. A lot of people have information on bushcrafting, on camping. All that's good information. So here's your homemade rocket stove. It didn't cost anything. It's basically pretty easy to do. All right, so we'll see you next time. From the Reed house to your house. Have a great day and God bless.